There's a lot of terminology that's important to think about with morphology, but I think you'll be familiar with more terms than you think. A morpheme is the smallest unit or part of a word that has meaning. Morphology, then, is the study of these morphemes in words. And finally, morphological awareness is the awareness that words are comprised of these isolated morphemes. If words are made up with morphemes, including bases and affixes, you can think about the way those parts interact to derive meaning in a word. For this discussion, let's reserve the term root to refer to the origin of English bases and affixes, rather than actual English word parts. A base is a morpheme that holds the core meaning of a word. Every word has one. Free bases are bases that are standalone words, like tree or P-O-R-T, port. A bound base is a base that only appears as part of a larger word, like S-T-R-U-C-T. These bound bases require a prefix or a suffix to make them into words. Affixes are prefixes or suffixes that can be attached or affixed to a base. In rewinding, RE and ING are affixes. They're both affixed to the base, wind. And wind, by the way, is a free base because, as you can tell, it's a real word. A prefix is an affix placed before the base of a word, while a suffix is an affix placed after the base of a word. In rewinding, RE is a prefix, while ING is a suffix. There are two kinds of suffixes. Derivational suffixes are affixes that create a new word while modifying the base meaning. It's a lot of language. Let me give you a couple of examples. If you add the suffix IVE to act, you change act, which is a noun or verb, to an adjective, active. Instruct, when you add the suffix OR, becomes instructor. So a verb, instruct, becomes someone who does that action, that verb, the instructor. These are examples of derivational suffixes. Inflectional suffixes are a little bit different. They're affixes that create a different form of the same word. There's really no meaning change. So great and greater are both adjectives. Jump and jumped, both verbs. The suffix ER in greater and the suffix ED in jumped didn't change the part of speech or really the usage. Let's apply our knowledge now to a few words. You may have immediately noticed in the word underactive that UNDER is a prefix in our word. Its meaning is transparent as well. Did you also notice that suffix IVE can be separated from the base ACT or ACT? IVE usually marks adjectives in words like supportive and festive. Remember that we call ACT a free base because it's a standalone word. In construction, STRUCT is a bound base. It means build and forms the core meaning in dozens of words like indestructible and restructure, but it cannot stand by itself as a word. Only with a prefix or suffix attached does it become a word. Hence, the base is bound because it cannot stand alone as its own word. CON forms the prefix and means with or together. ION is a common suffix that forms nouns. There are some 20 prefixes and 30 suffixes that account for the majority of derived forms. That said, knowing the meaning of a prefix won't give you the meaning of a word, but knowing the base and seeing how prefixes manipulate its meaning can be illuminating. Using this base-focused approach will provide multiple exposures to the essential affixes in a variety of applications, so you're likely to learn them anyway.